Everyone's a Fox team. I wanted to provide you with some video feedback so that we could have a conversation about the efforts you're putting forth in drafting your paper one. First of all, good work beginning to get some of your thoughts down on paper and organize them as required in the template. I want to show you specifically when you open a Word document, if you go to Word and Preferences and Spelling and Grammar, and then you want to come down here to Settings, and you want to make sure this setting is set at Formal, and then you want to make sure that all of these boxes are checked so that any issues with the drafting of your paper will be underlined when you do the drafting in Word. This setting should be set at commas required before the last item always, punctuation required with quotes inside, and spaces required between sentences 1. Then you click OK, and then you click OK. So we want to make sure that our paper is formatted in Arial 12-point font. We go to Format up here. We want to go to Entire Document. We want to make sure that we have 1-inch margins all the way around with a half-inch header and a half-inch footer. And you'll see that's what I've done here is made some initial adjustments and revisions to your paper so that it will be formatted correctly in terms of the font as well as the margins. This is very important. And I think Everyone's a Fox is an excellent name for your team. I think Everyone's a Fox is a very good key message and theme to be used in this campaign. And I also think it's a very good hashtag that could be used certainly in a social media campaign. So now we come to your situation analysis. And in the situation analysis, you want to provide background information about the Wellness Center, which is your client. You also want to explain the dimension of wellness your team is promoting, why this dimension is timely, significant, and or prominent. Then you want to specify the component of this wellness dimension your team will promote. Provide a brief overview of background information about this wellness dimension and this aspect of emotional wellness in terms of body image that your campaign will promote. So I've provided you with an example what you would want to start your paper with. The Rollins College Wellness Center is your client, so you want to begin by describing your client organization's background, mission, and values. The Rollins College Wellness Center is located at blah, blah, blah. The RCWC's goal, here's their goal, taking straight from the website. Now you notice when we have an APA citation, we use the author, which in this case is the organization, the RCWC, or the Rollins College Wellness Center. You've explained here in this sentence that RCWC stands for Rollins College Wellness Center. And it's on the website in 2016. So we'll say 2016. Author, year. Okay? To achieve this goal, the RCWC provides a wide variety of services and activities for Rollins College students. These health services include, and you can describe what the health services are included. Although the RCWC provides services to optimize wellness on all 9 dimensions, the Everyone's a Fox group is focusing on the physical wellness dimension. Okay? And then, so when we develop a public relations or any type of a communication campaign, the purpose of the campaign is to further the client organization's mission. Any public relations or health campaign is designed to further the mission of the organization sponsoring that campaign. So we begin our broad campaign book with a situation analysis to describe the background, mission, and values of the client organization. And then we focus specifically on the issue within one of the wellness dimensions that we will be promoting in this campaign. I think that you want to refer to your team as the Everyone's a Fox team instead of just us or we, so that we actually know who us or we refers to. Physical wellness, in quotation marks, is not the author of this content. So this is an inappropriate format for this citation. You need a paragraph defining body image. What is body image? You talk about it, but you never tell us what it is. And then we need to know what is the problem associated with body image. So body image itself is not a problem, right? It's just a concept. It is an image that we all have of our own bodies, right? So by itself, it's not a problem. You need to explain what is body image and why there's a problem that needs to be addressed in a communication campaign. In the problem and opportunity statement, you will describe the Wellness Center's resources and programs related to your team's wellness dimension, any obstacles to overcome, what is the specific project, or maybe there's an event that you want to focus on. And so you have to start out fairly well here. Eric Hilton, a writer for the Sandspur, wrote an article. Well, Eric Hilton of the Sandspur wrote an article discussing a survey that Rollins College the Rollins College Wellness Center asked students to participate in. So this is very awkwardly worded, and plus it ends with a preposition, so it's a dangling participle. The Healthy Mind Survey. So you see, you need a page number whenever you are quoting materials directly. So it would be 2015, and then you would need the page or the paragraph number for this information. Following that note, what note? I don't understand. Is it a note? Is that a musical note? These may be the inherent reason, reason as to why. So we have a lot of awkward wording here. No abbreviations, no contractions are allowed unless they're, so it is, not it's. Most definitely a large part. Well, how large is it? What does that mean? This is very vague, awkward wording. Many students are able to afford expensive brand names of what? Brand names. How do you afford expensive brand names? Are you purchasing brand names? Or are you purchasing clothing? Or cars? Or I don't know. This creates a slight taboo. What is a slight taboo? How is a slight taboo different than a major taboo? I don't understand. Body-wise, an invisible barrier. I don't know what that means. Between those with and those without what? What are they with or without? Then you need to conduct a SWOT analysis. How many is quite a few? Is that 3? Is that 600? Cookie cutter fashion is a colloquial expression, a cliche. You want to avoid using passive verbs. Being is very passive because it's just being. This is not an appropriately formatted APA citation. We need to change that. I don't know what that means. Change what? So just some wording issues here in your research plan. You want to be sure to define and explain body image. I've got issues here that I've noted here in your paper. You don't want to talk about our plan is to talk to people. This is just inappropriate content. In your research plan, you're not really talking about your campaign. You're talking about the research, secondary research. Secondary research is research that's already been conducted on body image issues. So you need to summarize and use at least 6 different sources. What are these body image issues? You want to describe the size and scope of this problem, how many people are affected, how are they affected, what are the consequences of this issue. You need to use facts, figures, and statistics to demonstrate that not only do you have a thorough knowledge of this issue, but also that this issue is worth the time and energy and resources a campaign requires. You'll also need to describe other communication campaigns on this issue, such as the Dove Body, but you'll also need to examine other college campuses' research and campaigns on this issue. So if I just Google, for instance, let's see, college body issue campaign. Maroon Tiger, it's Eating Disorder Week, college campuses. So you want to definitely make use of previous research and previous campaigns. You have to, and you haven't really told us what this body image, why is it a problem? And if you don't define a problem, then there's no need for a campaign or an attempt at a solution. You'll need to describe the publics and stakeholders for the campaign. You'll need to explain your plan for conducting primary research. So if you look at the syllabus, we can go to campaigns syllabus. And we can see that you will be executing primary research for your campaign in the syllabus schedule. So let's see where we have that syllabus schedule. Original campaign research. So there will be campaign research will be conducted between February 23rd, and then you'll report on your research on your presentation too. So between February 23rd, for about a month, we're going to conduct primary research. So between February 23rd and you could say March 29th, the Everyone's a Fox team will be conducting primary research in the form of a survey. This survey will be hosted on Qualtrics software and administered online to Rollins College students. This survey will answer critical questions about body image issues here on the Rollins College campus. You will target participants in your survey so that you can get feedback from your target audience for your campaign. So that'll be your plan for primary research. In your campaign plan, you want to specify the goals and objectives that you're going to try to achieve through your campaign. Your goals are very broad. Our goal is to increase awareness. Our goal is to motivate changes in behavior. So inform and persuade are the two goals of any communication campaign. So what do you want to inform people about, and what do you want to persuade those people to do? Those are your goals. Your objectives are specific, quantitative, measurable, SMART goals, such as a 20% increase in awareness of services, 25% increase in event attendance, 15% increase in client base. Those would be very specific goals and objectives. Then you'll need to describe the theoretical framework guiding your campaign. You can use the trans-theoretical model that we've talked about in class, or you can reference some of the other theories that we're discussing that are also posted in the Week 5 content on Blackboard. Then you're going to explain and describe the strategies or the broad statements that will provide an overarching plan for achieving your goals. When I think of strategies, I think of sports in a way. So if my strategy is to use a shotgun offensive formation to achieve aggressive scoring goals, my strategy is very broad, shotgun formation. My tactics, however, will be to throw a series of 6 to 9 yard passes on first downs, to attempt a quarterback sneak on the second downs. Tactics are very specific. So my strategies are broad messages, broad plans for achieving the goals and objectives. My tactics are specific. I could have a social media strategy that would involve tactics such as posting on Instagram daily photos of healthy Rollins students in many different shapes and sizes. Okay? So that's the difference here between strategies and tactics, and we need to explain those very specifically. So body image would not be capitalized. We don't just randomly capitalize terms. You want to make sure you're not doing that throughout your paper. And when you talk about how Facebook and Twitter and visuals will be used, you could have a visual strategy that would be executed on Instagram, but the visual strategy, using visuals as a strategy, using Instagram to post those visuals is a tactic. Okay? Then you have your timeline, which this full campaign is designed to be run through the fall semester of 2016, but we will execute a pilot campaign to conduct formative research and test the strategies and tactics proposed in this campaign book. Okay? And then your budget, you want to estimate the cost. So you don't need to think of a budget in terms of what your team is going to spend, unless you want to calculate the number of hours that you're spending on this campaign, and then you could document that. But you are proposing a fully fledged public relations initiative to the Wellness Center that focuses on improving emotional wellness, specifically body image issues on the Rollins College campus. You may have an event, you may have promotional items, you may require labor and other financial resources that your campaign would entail, and that the Rollins College Wellness Center would need to consider in terms of its budgeting commitments. Okay? And then measurement criteria and evaluation plan. You need to explain how the campaign will be measured and evaluated. You want to refer back to those quantitative objectives that you provided, use them as key performance indicators or KPIs, and describe when and how the campaign's progress will be benchmarked over the 2016 fall semester. Finally, your bibliography actually looks pretty good. You just want to make sure that every source cited in your bibliography is also cited in your paper. So we don't provide bibliographic entries for content that's not cited in the paper. So you want to make sure, go back through the paper and make sure that all of these specific, and this is an abbreviation here, which you want to get rid of an abbreviation. You want to make sure that all of these bibliography entries are cited in the paper, and there's some weird spacing going on here, as you can see. It'll need to be dealt with, but overall, good start on drafting your paper. Let me know if you have